Hi guys, it's reaction time. We got the band Last in Line and the song Ghost Town. Album Jericho coming out March the 31st. The people in this band probably don't need no introduction. Vinny Appice on the drums, Vivian Campbell on the guitar, Andrew Freeman on the vocals, and Phil Soussan, I don't know how to pronounce it. Done so much in the music business on the bass. So I have actually caught this band live once a few years ago at Download. I think that was the first band on, and it was great listening to them bang out some brilliant tunes of their own, doing an excellent rendition of Straight Through the Heart by Dio. So, you know, Vivian Campbell, man. When you talk about the great, you know, for me, some of them two albums, especially those two albums, Holy Diver and Last in Line, probably they could be my two favourite albums for guitar playing ever. And it's not about, you know, playing fast or anything like that. Some of the melodies and that Vivian Campbell and solos he did on that album, the energy he gave on those first two albums were just fucking outstanding. And obviously this is his chance to ramp that guitar up because he doesn't get a chance in Def Leppard. Let's just be honest about it. You know, I'd like to, you know, I want to hear him in stuff like this, but you know, he's obviously going to be with Def Leppard. Imagine the money you get out of that band. You know, he's in the right place for him, but at least he can come sideways and play with Last in Line and fucking get that, you know, what he wants to get out of it and fucking ramp that guitar right up. So Last in Line, they've had a couple of albums out. I think the third album might be Jericho. I'm not 100% sure how many they've brought out before. And to tell you the truth, I've stumbled across them, heard them, thought they sound all right, but I've never really gone in depth with Last in Line. So now's my chance, because I do the channel. I've listened to so much music and it's always from that year. So this will be Last in Line's year for me. I'm going to be, you know, listening to all their music throughout the year. So hopefully this is great. Obviously the people involved, and the guy's got a great voice and all, man. I mean, if you want to, Andrew Freeman, I mean, if you're going to sing Dio, which I saw him sing, and he was note perfect. He sang it brilliantly. So I remember that day and listening to it with my brother. We was there from the beginning, listening to them play that song in particular, because I didn't really know much of the Last in Line songs. I'd heard them, but you know, they banged that out. I think it might have been the last song, and it was just fucking brilliant. But they sounded great. All their original music sounded great as well on that day. So Last in Line, Ghost Town, here we go. Ooh, that was bass.
Town, yeah, like a ghost town. Hands up against the wall, we were way too young to die. We didn't stop the war, but I'm dead inside, coming for you. town.
I love it. I really do love this. I mean, it's got that. I'm trying to think. There's a few rock songs, isn't there, or heavy rock songs or metal songs, whatever, that do that stop-start thing with a vocalist. And probably the first one I can think of is probably Black Dog. I mean, I'm not saying this has it's got a different pace to that, but that stop-start where the bang, and then the singer just belts it out, then the band come in, then he stop again, the singer belts it out. So it's got a real sort of subdued, sort of funky sort of feel as well to that guitar in at the beginning. It's got that sort of thing. So the stop-start actually really emphasizes a brilliant chorus. I love the chorus. It sort of just went and it soared. Great vocals, man, from Andrew Freeman. He sounds fucking amazing on this. Really powerful. But that chorus just got me immediately. That is a brilliant chorus. And like I said, that's great songwriting, because you've got a subdued... Sometimes on music these days, it's literally the same feel all the way through, verse, chorus, and it's got that same pace and the same feel. I love the way this is sort of separated into that, that quieter sort of verses, and then the chorus just soars and goes. And I think that's good songwriting, that is. Love the bass line. The bass straight away just kicked in. I was like, whoa, that is loud. It sounds great. The tone of the bass. Don't often talk about bass, so I love it when I get to talk about bass. But yeah, that's a rumbling bass, man. That is brilliant. Obviously, Vivian ain't been let loose yet, but we're going to hear that soon. I mean, there's been some great playing, and I can't help but when I think of Vivian Campbell, I don't think of him in Def Leppard. I'm sorry, I just don't. All I think of when I hear Vivian Campbell is Dio, and then I listen to his playing like in this, and some of the, the chord progressions and that sound a little bit Dio-esque sometimes, and it gives me some chills. It really does, because, man, from Holy Diver, I mean, that Holy Diver and Last in Line and Sacred Heart, maybe Sacred Heart not so much, but they were constants for me when I was younger. Holy Diver and especially Last in Line, believe it or not. Last in Line is my favourite Dio album, and I know that's a bit contentious, but it always has been. But those two albums, just from the minute I got them, they just never left my turntable when I was younger, all the way through. What brilliant memories I've got of those two albums. I know every lyric, every little guitar nuance, every tiny little thing I know about them two albums. They are fantastic, and they never get old. They never get old. But I can hear little bits in this that remind me sometimes of that classic Dio period. Here we go for the rest. I'm really getting excited about hearing the solo to see what Vivian's going to do. It's nice to hear him in this. It really is. Here we go.
Ghost town. But the pendulum will swing as the demon spreads his wings. You know we're gonna ride the cycle round while your cities are burning down. Oh, and if you know the way, I'll be back again someday. We'll leave this place. Oh, we'll leave this place. Like a ghost town.
Wow, what a track. Absolutely loved it. I can't emphasize enough how much I love Vivian Campbell playing like that. Solo, man. There was a brilliant bit of rhythm guitar playing as well, obviously, that Vivian would have done in the studio. The chords playing over that solo were amazing as well, completely different than the rest of the song. Let's not forget as well, let's talk about Vinny Appice, man, because I haven't spoken about him yet. I love his playing. I do. I loved him from the minute I heard him way back when. Would have been Mob Rules probably, wouldn't it? The first time I heard Vinny Appice playing, probably the first time I would have heard him. It might have been before that, but I think he's just got a certain way. The way he plays, the way I'm not a drummer, but there's something about him. You know, it's him when he's playing. The way he rides the cymbals, if that makes any sense. is that a drumming term? But the way he plays, he's just unique, and that you can't really say that about a lot of drummers, can you? They're unique. It's hard to differentiate, but I think Vinny is such a cool way of playing. I love his drum rolls. They're almost like, I love the way he sort of goes half time almost over some of the drum rolls. I've always loved his playing. I really have, and he seems like a really nice guy as well. But excellent, outstanding performance by Andrew Freeman, man. Wow, what a vocal. That had a real 70s sort of vibe to it, but also, the production sort of brought it into this age, if you like. Love that track. That was amazing. Ghost Town, the album's out on March 31st. It's called Jericho. That is really one to look forward to this year. I'm so excited about that. Let me know what you think, guys, of this in the comments below. Let me know what you think about, Vivian Campbell, sorry, Do you love hearing him being let loose in Last in Line, or do you prefer him in Def Leppard, where they turn his guitar down and don't really let him let loose? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, guys, and I'll see you soon.